Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from today. Welcome back to another episode of our interview series with people from different parts of the world doing this business from different professions and of all ages. Today, my guest is from Canada. I'll just introduce her to the screen and we'll talk to her more about and the business and get some insights from her. Okay, welcome to the stage, Balkisu. How are
Hello.
you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to share your insights on my business page, Balkisu. So I've started this interview series this year, 2024, and I've interviewed a few people already on my page. So I just do this to introduce people from our community, just to show how huge our community is and how global we are. And just to share about the insights from different people, their experience of doing this business. So, can you please introduce yourself to our audience, Balkis, just to know about your background?
Absolutely. As you already know, my name is Balkisu. I'm originally from Sierra Leone, and I am living now in Canada for over 20 years. It's
Okay,
been an
wow.
amazing journey. But I was a trained social worker. I'm a trained social worker, but I also worked for a financial company as a
Mhm.
trainer, training new hires into the company. Worked for that company for about 17 years. But right now, I'm a full digital business owner, and I'm
Awesome.
I'm rocking it. I'm here, working
Awesome,
it.
awesome. Great. Full-time digital business owner. So, how's your experience? Like before that, maybe I'll ask you, like, why did you start a digital business? Balkis? Like you were a social worker, and like why, like what made you choose online business?
Yeah, like for most people, we're always looking for something financially to help us, right? I was always
Yeah.
someone that's looking for something on the side. I'm always curious. And
Hmm.
I want that financial freedom for myself. The things that my parents didn't have, I wanted that for myself.
Hmm.
And I wanted to build a generational wealth. I don't want whatever I went through when I came here and then immigrated. I didn't want the same for my family. And one thing that I always believed that working for myself was very important. I remember like going through my training. That's what we do, right? We go and say, begin to tell us, go to university, finish your degree, get a nine
Yeah.
to five job, and earn creatively. But it's not always the case. Not saying that 9 to 5 is not good. It is okay. But however, it was a pivotal moment for me when after 17 years working for a company, being laid off 3 times, and then the last
Oh.
time they laid me off, I was like, that's it. But the good thing is I had a plan B. While I was working for the
Hmm.
company, I was doing this on the side. And now that has become my plan A because, as I mentioned earlier, no job is guaranteed. I could only imagine if I was not doing something like this and then you were
Yeah.
laid off, where do you fall
Yeah.
back onto? And then you get all the
Oh my.
stress, right? So
Hmm.
I am really thankful that I made a decision like this that has changed my life and continues to change my life and the life of my family. Trust me,
Yeah.
I cannot ask for
Awesome.
anything more.
Awesome. No, I understand the feeling like getting laid off, and many people we have these mortgages, loans, we have that debt, and oh my God, I can't imagine the tension and the pressure we have if we don't have anything as a backup, right? Like when this happened with my husband, we were actually very cool about it. I don't know, like we were actually happy that it happened finally, kind of
I know,
thing.
right?
So
I
my
know.
husband was like very cool about it, and I was like, okay, okay, we got laid off. Okay, we'll continue doing what we are doing already. So that was our thought, and we just called our friends and said like, okay, like I got laid off. He was like announcing it like a good news to people. So I can't imagine doing that if we didn't have anything as a backup, right? Like so, it was actually it's an eye opener. Like once his of in his company, it was once they had laid off, but he was fortunate to not get laid off. But again, by then we had already had built our business already, and then this happened. So we are grateful that we have something already in the back end running for us, right? So yeah, yeah.
It's
So thank
amazing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
If
Okay.
I can just highlight that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Sometimes I just believe that, just as you're saying, when your husband was just like, that was the exact
mm-hmm,
same thing that I felt. I'm like, oh,
mm-hmm.
thank you,
Fine.
God. I took a recording. I actually have
Yeah.
a recording of it the day that they laid me off because I'm gonna keep it as
Mm.
a proof that anything
Uh,
is
uh,
possible. And there are times where we're in certain position and we feel so comfortable and we take ourselves for granted when we're actually meant
yeah.
for bigger and better things. And we just need to be shaken up
Yeah.
in order for us to
Yeah.
move to what is there for us. And
Yeah.
do I as a human being? Yes, it's hard, but I do not regret it because I know that it is for a purpose. And that's
Yeah.
all I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to. Imagine. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Happens for a reason, and it's good.
exactly. Exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you for that. So like when you started Balkis, like did you have questions like when you came across this business opportunity, for example, since it's online, many people have questions like they are skeptical to know if this is a genuine opportunity or not. So did you have that question too, or like if you had questions, how did you manage to get the answers for those questions before you started?
For sure. Like many people, like when you come across something like this, all you're going to say is just too good to be true, right? And
Yeah,
for me,
yeah,
I was always curious. I was always curious. I'm like, what does it take for me to just go ahead, watch the webinar, get the information that I need?
mm,
I watched an ad, right? I looked at this. I'm like, okay, let's see what this is about. And I watched the 90 minutes webinar, and I got some of the information that I needed. And then I started receiving all those emails. I'm like, am I going to be selling? That was my question because
mm,
personally,
yeah.
I do not like a sales job. I've had one wherein I was doing telemarketing and I
Oh,
know the
okay.
experience. So I'm like, if
Mm,
that's it, no, it's not for me. But
okay.
once I get in, I get to learn about the business. I know that we have mentors, we have a training, and I do not need to kind of find or borrow my family and friends, and I do not
Mm,
need to sell anything because the automated system is there for us,
mhm.
doing the
Yeah.
like, taking the heavy weight for us, right? And all I need to do
Mm,
is just show up and do my
mm,
part, spending that 2 3 hours a day at most, as opposed to spending 9 to 5 where I can get a better returns on this digital
yeah.
business opposed to my 9 to 5. It was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And being curious has always been something that I have been, um, and I just wanted to know. I want to learn. Like as long as I was open, I have my mentor to reach out to at any time that I want. They're there to
Mm,
support me. The community was also there to support me. It was
awesome.
not an easy task, but it was a learning
Mm,
process. Every day I was learning something new. Every day, going through the
yeah.
training, step by step, I was learning something new. And I have not. I've done many other businesses. I've
Mm.
never seen something like this. Nothing online that has this kind of training where it's helping us and supporting us with the community to see us through this journey.
Yeah. Awesome. So, as you said, you have experience with other businesses. You said like what major difference do you see with that business? Like, what is the advantage of this business versus the other? Maybe like one or two, maybe. Can you?
Yeah, for me right now, it's time flexibility. Like you have a traditional business, right?
Mm,
With a traditional business or insurance business, that's another thing. Like you're gonna think about finding people who want to be part of your insurance,
yeah.
and that's a tug of war. Even though sometimes it might be a really good thing for them, but it's almost like a recruiting thing, and it was
Mm,
not for me. And this one is not. This one is not. Um, that's the beauty of it, the time flexibility that this gives me. If I was doing my traditional business, I have to go to the store, the investment that I have to put in,
yeah.
it will be astronomical. Whilst here, just for me to be able to get to know more about the business, that's that amount that I will be able to spend. I can go to the
Mm,
grocery store or I can go to a restaurant and finish that at even more than that amount.
yeah.
But this,
Yeah.
with that minimal investment that you have, one, to get to know the business
Yeah.
and see if it's something for you. It was a risk that I was willing to take, and it was a calculated risk. We
Yeah.
have to be intentional about what we want for ourselves. If we're tired with our situation, if it's something that we ourselves do not wish for others, we have to make changes. There's just a saying that says nothing changes if nothing changes, right? Uh,
For sure.
if you yourself do not want some, if you do not make a change and you're doing something over and over again, then you need to make sure that you do something different and change your story
Yeah,
and change your life. And that's what
yeah,
I did.
yeah.
And I cannot compare this business with others because I have the
Awesome.
time with my family now that I can spend more so. And I'm leaving the automated
Awesome.
system to do its job for me majority of the time. You know.
Great, great. So just to point it out, like you said, if you don't change anything, you don't, you can't have a different life you want. Like there are people who complain, like they keep saying that like they want something different, like they are fed up of their jobs, but they're not trying anything different, right? You're just going for the same job day after day, and you're just complaining, saying the same thing. But
Mm-hmm.
what have you changed? What have you tried differently to come out of that situation? That's what matters. So if you really are looking for something, if you're really looking for that change in your life, if you really want to have more family time, if you don't want to work too much, like if you don't want to work till your 60s, and maybe depend on just your pension, right? And if you really want to travel more and more and still earn on the side, this is a great opportunity for you. So you have to explore more, you have to come out of your comfort zone, and like Balkis said, you have to take that calculated risk. Like take that calculated risk. Don't keep playing safe. Right. So you have
Mm-hmm.
to try something new, come out of your comfort zone and try out and see if this business fits you or not. Right. So
Absolutely.
thank you. Thank you for your time, Balkis. Like before we leave, do you have a message, any message that you want to give to our audience who are still thinking if this is a genuine opportunity or not, or if they might have come like watched many of these interviews, but they're still thinking if I have to go ahead or not. Like what message do you have to give them?
Yeah, absolutely. Skepticism is okay, uh, but curiosity also is a great thing.
Yeah.
It's okay to be skeptical, but do your homework. Do your own research. As I always say, if you want to, when you go to YouTube, for example, and you want to search some information, you want to know about something, you go and you type it and you search. What we are offering here is an opportunity for you to watch a free webinar to see if something is for you. Calculated risk means that you're not just throwing everything on the kitchen sink to see which one sticks. No, you're intentionally thinking about what you want for your life. You're intentionally thinking about what you want for your family. You're intentionally thinking that you want to make the change that is necessary. Either it's to build wealth, even if it's for you to spend time with your family, or so that you can travel more. But you cannot change
Mm.
what you do not acknowledge. That is one. You cannot change a situation if it is something that you desire for yourself. If you know that things are not the way you want them to be and you want changes, you need to take action. You can't just be believing or can't just be saying, I'll decide. Deciding is not action. Take the action that is necessary. Take the step. Do the
Yeah,
webinar, check the webinar, see what it is for you. Maybe this is a change that you've been waiting for all this time. For people of faith, sometimes they're praying and praying, and then you get the
oh,
information
for
right
sure.
there in front of you, and then you're saying, okay,
Ignore.
dig now. Yeah, what can I do? Sometimes you ask for something. I once mentioned here, you ask for a cake and you want to bake a cake, and you're given all the recipe and you're given all the ingredients, and all you need to do is mix everything together and then you bake. And then you're
Yeah.
saying, who's going to bake for me? Now it's right there, right in front of you. Take up this chance. Opportunities do not come from just from above and fall down on your lap. It is sent through people, other people who will share information that you've been looking for. So take action, make your story be different this year for yourself and for your family. Go ahead and register for the free webinar.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Alkisa. So make 2024 your year, like change, see some changes in your life in this year at least. And for that, you need to take action, take calculated risk, come out of your comfort zone, explore more about the opportunity that you see. Like Balkisa said, you might have the opportunity right in front of you, but you might be ignoring it, right? So you might be praying for a change, but when you have the opportunity right in front of you, you might not be taking action. So please take that action, explore more about the opportunity, and see if it fits you, right? And we are here to answer any questions you have. If you have any questions after watching the workshop, you can always connect with us, and we'll also help you with the next steps. So you'll have a 30 days trial period to see if this business fits you or not. So there's nothing you have to lose here. You just have to give your time and watch the workshop and explore more about the business. So yeah, I hope to see you all on the other side soon. So thank you for your time, Balkisu. We'll keep in touch, and yeah, thank you everyone for joining the session. And we'll connect again next week with maybe another guest from another country and from a different profession. Thank
Thank
you.
you
Bye
as
bye.
well. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you.